Okay, welcome back. So let's recap for a moment. So far, we've been able to establish that 95% of the time we function typically on autopilot. And of that 95% of habitual behaviour, that's what autopilot is, 62% of it, or two-thirds of it essentially, has no benefit, is not serving to us. You know, that's quite a significant amount of our life that we're doing stuff that has no benefit or real purpose or meaning. So what we're doing is predominantly living our lives habitually. So let's talk about habits. Habits are thoughts, they're feelings, actions, even desires to some extent, that have been programmed into our subconscious as a result of childhood programming and life experience. So the combination of those things have us develop ways of operating habitually in order to minimize as much suffering and stress as we possibly can in our life's journey. Now, the interesting thing about being habitual is that you forfeit choice. So in other words, when you move into autopilot, you don't have to think about what you're going to do. You just go ahead and do it. Of course, what ends up happening is when we forfeit choice, we keep on doing what we've always done, getting the same results of what we've always got. What I want to talk about now is the fact that there is a remedy for autopilot and that 60% of wasted ways of functioning in the world. And that is through awareness and mindfulness. So let's talk about awareness. Awareness is when we've been able to learn new information, we have new knowledge, we've got new understanding, and it may be because we've read a book, we've seen a documentary, we've been to a talk or a workshop, we've had some form of being exposed to new information that now has us be more aware of a particular topic. It might be around diet and nutrition, or it could be around exercise, could be about how to minimize the effects of aging, etc., etc. So what happens is this new information creates a new platform for new ways of thinking. So in other words, now we've got new ways of being able to perceive the world. And of course, new ways of thinking means that we have choice. Now we open ourselves up to the possibility of things turning up differently in our experience. So in other words, while we do what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always got. So in other words, that's the consequence of staying ignorant or staying on autopilot. But now that we've got new information and we've entertained or have a platform for that and we have choice, now we can see that, I could go down a different route which will take me to a different place. Hopefully, a place that's going to be more beneficial for me and for other people and for the planet. And so awareness, at the end of the day, is about expanding understanding and knowledge, and that in turn gives us choices. And it's in the place of having choices that we're able to function mindfully. Okay, so let's now talk about mindfulness. At the Centre for Western Mindfulness, our definition of mindfulness is remembering in each moment that you have a choice. So mindfulness is remembering in each moment that through having expanded your awareness, you now have a choice. And here's the little bit of a twist in this, and that is that you have a choice to be kinder to yourself, which I think is first and foremost, to others and to the planet. Now, once again, I'm just making it really clear that that capacity to be able to turn up in that way in the world is a direct result of having developed more awareness. Now, how we channel choice, and that's where we end up with, once we've been given information, how we channel that knowledge is then determined by what it is that we value most. Now, a big part of what informs our values, it has a lot to do with childhood programming and the development of neural pathways from a very young age. And we have a whole module in the 6-month program that is purely dedicated towards the RAS, or the narrative, the childhood narrative, as we call it, the story. And it's probably one of the most profound pieces of information that you will ever learn about yourself. And what we're going to help you understand is that you have the ability to change that programming. And that's ultimately what this is about, so that the choices that you're making are much more loving to yourself, to others, and to other people. Now, once again, we're going to turn to one of the videos done by Centis. It only goes for 2 minutes. And like the other one that I asked you to have a look at this one a couple of times, because there's just so much information. And this is called neuroplasticity. And this is a really lovely 2-minute video explaining these neural pathways, how they're established and how we can change them.